Good evening to all Rotarians. My name is Eddie Chase. I am the president of the San Ramon Valley Rotary Club in Danville, California. We are very excited to have such a huge audience from locally and around the globe. Although we are living in trying times, we are able to connect through the internet. We have over 130 Rotarians attending this meeting tonight, with many from other districts and as far as Taiwan. We want to welcome all to this meeting. We have a very busy schedule. So to begin, we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance from our greeter, Deborah Colleen.
Okay, please all stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Deborah, can you give us the thought of the day?
Okay. Again, welcome to everyone from the San Ramon Valley Rotary Club. My quote for today is about volunteers. Volunteers do not necessarily have the time, they just have the heart. You make a living by what you get, you make a life by what you give. Volunteers are the only human beings on the face of the earth who reflect this nation's compassion, unselfish, caring, patience, and just plain loving one another. And by a quote by Diana Ross's daughter, Tracy Ellis Ross, I'm going to leave you with this. Don't be a brand, but be a voice.
Thank you very much, Deborah. I appreciate that. That's very well said.
Thank you.
Now, I'd like to introduce Dan Giraldi. He has a list of special guests that we have tonight and a lot of dignitaries. So Dan, if you don't mind, go ahead.
Thank you, President Eddie. Yeah, so we are fortunate today that we have a lot of dignitaries on our meeting with us today. Starting, I wanted to mention, and we'll have a more full introduction of our main speaker tonight, but we have Gary C.K. Wong. He was Rotary's International President from 2014 through 2015, and he's the current chair of the Rotary Foundation Board of Trustees, and he's a member of the Rotary Club of Taipei, Taiwan. Welcome, Gary. Next, we have joining us from the Rotary Club of Paradise, 5160 past district governor from 2014-15, Pam Gray. From District 5150, past district governor from 2014-2015, from the Rotary Club of Sausalito is Pam Gray. I'm sorry, is Chris Gallagher. From District 5160, past district governor of 2016-2017, from the Rotary Club of Berkeley, Fred Caligna. From District 5160, past district governor from 2018-2019, from the Rotary Club of Benicia, we have John Dwyer. We have from 5160, our current district governor, from the Rotary Club of Concord, Tina Akins. And Tina, we would like you to just give a couple words here.
Is that it? Thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate that.
Okay, I didn't hear too. No, we got a few more dignitaries. Tina was going to say a few words, but maybe her speaker's not on. We'll come back to Tina. Now, we also have from 5160 District Governor-elect from the Rotary Club of La Miranda Sunrise, Mark Roberts. We have from 5160 District Governor nominee designate from the Rotary Club of Fairfield Sassoon, Suzanne Bragdon. From District 5170 District Governor nominee from the Rotary Club of Pleasanton North, we have Richard Flanders. From 5160 District Governor nominee from the Rotary Club of Mount Shasta, Kathleen Suvia. I also wanted to mention that we are welcoming at least 8 members joining us from the Rotary Club of Tainan, Taiwan in District 3470. So thank you for joining us, everyone. In addition, we have Richard Denton joining us from the Rotary Club of Sunbury, Ontario, Canada in District 7010. So this meeting, we have representatives from District 5160, 5150, 5130, 5170, 3470, 7010, and 3481. And I apologize if I'm leaving anyone out. We are very well represented in the world of Rotary during this meeting. Thank you all for joining us. President Eddie.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. Claire, I wonder if you can unmute Tina. I think she wants to say a few words.
She was unmuted before. Okay. I have her unmuted now.
Tina, do you hear us? Everybody has a glitch in a computer, so
Yeah.
As we're carrying on, I want to be, it's my fortune to actually know this person very well. He is the district governor-elect nominee, Richard Flanders, and he has the privilege of introducing our speaker tonight. Richard? As soon as we unmute him.
I am trying. Okay, Richard, can you try and unmute yourself?
Yes, I got it. I got it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, and I am happy to be back in District 5160, where I was a Rotarian for about 10 years, and then I moved to District 5170. And so I want to take a little bit of a time to tell a little bit of a story about our guests. Some of you may know that I was born in the country of Indonesia. When I was 12 years old, my father was diagnosed with liver cancer. However, my mom hid this from my brothers and me. In the late 1970s, the healthcare was very primitive in a third world country such as Indonesia. My mom told us that my father had a stone in his kidney and that she would take him to Taiwan to have a surgery to remove the stone. Off they went to Taiwan, Taipei. About 30 days later, I saw my mom get off a bus in front of our house, carrying a couple of suitcases alone. My father did not make it home. While dying in the hospital in Taiwan, my mom told him to not worry and made a promise that we would all be together someday. He died, his body was cremated, and his remains were put in an urn container and placed in a Buddhist temple in Taipei. In 1979, we left Indonesia and came to America. My brothers and I grew up in Arizona and moved to the Bay Area after law school. On January 19, 2001, 22 years later, my mother passed away. I was the club president-elect of San Ramon Valley Rotary Club at that time. Remembering her promise to my father, my brothers and I decided to bring our father to America so that we could have a joint memorial service for both of them in Walnut Creek. The problem was that we did not know anybody in Taiwan. My mom had an address of the temple, but it was all in Chinese. I then turned to President Rick King, past international president of Rotary, who was my boss at that time, to see if he knew anybody in Taiwan. He gave me the name of a Rotarian. I wrote a letter and faxed it to his office. A few days later, he sent me a fax telling me that he could help us. So my brother and I flew to Taipei, Taiwan to meet this Rotarian. When we arrived, he picked us up at the airport. He put us in a hotel in downtown Taipei. The next morning, he took us for breakfast. After breakfast, he drove us to a Buddhist temple in downtown Taipei. He later told me that he did some research to locate the right temple before we arrived in Taiwan. We entered the temple, and there sat on a table my father's urn container. We met with the Buddhist monk in charge. The monk looked at us and would not release the urn to us, stating, "How do I know I'm releasing it to the right family?" This Rotarian told us to wait in the hallway because he wanted to speak to the monk privately. About 15 minutes later, he came out, told us that the monk would release the urn to us because this Rotarian personally guaranteed the monk to look for him if the remains were released to the wrong family. The next day, my brother and I hand carried the urn on the airplane back to America. A few days later, we had a joint memorial service for both of my parents. They are now resting peacefully in America. My family is lucky and is very appreciative to get to know this Rotarian who took the time to help another Rotarian living 6,500 miles away. We are forever grateful to this man. And at the airport, as we were leaving Taipei, he promised that he would visit my club when I'm president of the club. The Rotarian who helped us is Gary C.K. Huang. And in the spring of 2002, when I was club president, he made a visit to the Rotary Club of San Ramon Valley from Taiwan. And that was the first American club that he spoke to. And I remember he gave us cash from his pocket for our club community service. We didn't ask for it, but he gave us money. My fellow Rotarians and guests, it is an honor for me to introduce someone who I could call a longtime friend. Please welcome past Rotary International President and the current chairman of the trustees of the Rotary Foundation, Gary C.K. Huang.
Well, thank you very much, my dear friend Richard, for your very kind introduction. Yes, we become friends, like a brother, since that story that we know each other for more than 20 years now. And I'm so happy that he invited me to speak to all of you again this morning. Maybe yours is the evening. I'm so happy to see the screen, so many good-looking, hardworking, beautiful and sexy Rotarians. And I'm sure you are all doing well and keep yourself free from the COVID-19. Please continue to stay safe until everything comes down. My fellow Rotarians, 你好。
你好。
你好，
好，谢谢。
你好。
好，谢谢。
好，谢谢。
谢谢。
Great, your Chinese is still very good. Please give yourself a big round of applause. It is very good to be with you today, even on the screen. I have been asked to speak to you about why you should support the Rotary Foundation. This is a topic very close to my heart, so I'm pleased to share it with you. There is so much that we accomplish it together. And I want to start by talking to you about all the great work Rotary has done to end polio, because this is how we are best known around the world. And all of the great progress we have shown in the figure against polio help us with everything else we hope to achieve. But I also want to tell you something that you might not have known, that the Rotary Foundation is now known as the best charity in the world. This is a fact, and not even all Rotarians know this. But I will tell you all about it soon. But first, let's talk about polio. Rotary has been fighting to end polio since 1979, when Rotarians in the Philippines carried out the first polio immunization campaign in their country. And this was followed by the launch of Polio Plus with a fundraising campaign in 1985. The campaign culminated, and in the 1988 RI Convention in Philadelphia, USA, where we celebrate surpassing our 120 million fundraising goal for polio eradication. In fact, our multi-year campaign raised almost $247 million US. Later that year, thanks to the success of our fundraising, Rotary was catalyzed for the adoption of the resolution to eradicate polio by the World Health Assembly. At that time, there was some 350,000 cases of polio every year, and 125 countries that had never stopped the transmission of the wild polio virus. Over the past 34 years, there have been achievement and challenge in the effort to eradicate polio. Throughout, we have been steadily moving ever closer to a polio-free world. And today, there are only 3 polio endemic countries: Afghanistan, Nigeria, and Pakistan. And Nigeria will soon be taken off that list. So far this year, there have been 134 cases of polio caused by the wild polio virus. That number has grown in the past 2 years. Ending polio is a hard work. Our efforts to end polio has been like running a marathon. Right now, we are in a final leg. It might be the hardest, but the finishing line is so close, and we can almost see it. But even after we stop transmission of the virus, we must remember that our work is not done yet. Polio has been with humans since at least 1500 AD BC. is about to go away is an incredible thought. You may know that I like to quote Confucius, the Chinese philosopher. It seems his wisdom can be applied to so many situations. And he might have been talking about our fight to end polio when he said, "Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage." I know that Rotarians don't lack courage. I know we are not going to stop until we have done what is right. Keep our promise to make the world polio free. When that happens, there will not be any word big enough to say thank you to all of you. Polio eradication will be our biggest accomplishment, but not our only one. Every day, our Rotary Foundation is supporting wonderful projects in every part of the world. And when you give to our foundation, you can look at every single project, every single program, and every good that our foundation supports. And you can say, I was a part of that. That happened because of me. The mission of Rotary Foundation is to enable Rotarians to advance war understanding, goodwill, and peace through the improvement of health, the support of our education, and the alleviation of poverty. Since it was founded more than 100 years ago, the foundation has spent more than $4 billion on life-changing, sustainable projects. This all happened through our grants. Rotary members contribute their skill, expertise, and resources to help solve some of the world's toughest problems, from providing clean water to promoting peace worldwide. Rotary Foundation grants bring service project ideas to life. Our grants change life, but they can only keep doing this if you continue to support our foundation. You can ensure that your legacy in Rotary will live on by donating to our endowment fund. The idea behind the endowment fund is simple. Endowment funds provide support to foundation programs today and forever. We can reach our highest goals with your help. Today, we have a total of more than 100 Archie Crowns Fellows, 34,582 major donors, and 1,724,000 Paul Harris Fellows. The top 5 giving countries were USA, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, and India. So please give yourself a big hand. Thank you for your generosity. Of course, we need this access and your continued generosity because we take on great challenges. Rotary's commitment to eradicating polio worldwide has won for us the best nonprofit act in the Hero Awards of the 1 Billion Acts of Peace campaign. an international global citizens movement to tackle the world's most important issues. And in the last 2 years, CNBC, a leading global media outlet, ranked the Rotary Foundation #3 on its list of top 10 charities changing the world, highlighting our tremendous work in eradicating polio. Yes, in summary, be proud. It's easy to say that we belong to one of the greatest philanthropic organizations in the world. But the truth is, we belong to the best. The numbers and rating do not lie. Our ambition does not lie. Our results do not lie. Whether the people you serve know who you are or what you did does not matter. You have changed their lives as surely as if it was your own hands that built the toilets, or laid the pipes, or squeezed out 2 drops of vaccine. Make no mistake, when people dream come true, they will know it was because of you and your generosity. There is a Chinese proverb say, 前人种树，后人乘凉. In English, you can say, each generation will reap what the last generation has sown. Because of you, and because of your fellow Rotarians around the world, every generation to come will live in a world that is better, happier, healthier than it would have been without your help. So why give to the Rotary Foundation? Because it is the best way to make sure that your children and grandchildren inherit a better world. Thank you. Thank you for your generous contribution and support of Rotary Foundation.
So thank you, Gary. We have a couple of questions that were entered into the chat box while you were talking. The first
Okay.
one is from Dan Giraldi, and Dan asks, what are some of the new challenges that Rotary will face in light of the COVID crisis?
Yes, that polio education program is already using the advanced disaster eradication infrastructure to protect the vulnerable from COVID-19, especially in polio endemic countries. And we are the people of action, people who create lasting change, and equipped by the resource of the foundation, we are able to make a difference in thousands of communities throughout the world. A member can use district grant funds to support local activities, such as purchasing protective medical gear for health workers. And you can repurpose previously planned activity as a COVID-19 response, or reimburse COVID-19 activities dating back to March 15, 2020 in your district's 2020-21 district grant. And you can also apply your district designated fund, DDF, to COVID efforts. The trustees are also waiving the 30% foreign financing requirement for any new global grant that address COVID-19 as of May. Over 12 million US dollars for global grant has been used to fight COVID-19. In addition, the trustee recently added COVID-19 projects to its list of eligible activities for disaster response grant. And due to your generosity to the foundation, approximately $4.8 million in this grant have already been dispersed. As of April, District 4130, 4185, 4195 have together already donated over $442,000 to the foundation. As you have taken decisive action to fight COVID-19. So you can see that foundation trustee immediately take action, and we push the staff to release and approve all those more than 300 disease response grant for COVID-19. They got approved within 2 weeks and receive money within a month. So that's how effective the Rotary Foundation is handling during this very challenging and difficult period of COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gary. Another question from Carol Landry is, how is the COVID-19 affecting our polio work?
Yes, this is one thing we are a little bit worried, because now people concentrate on the COVID-19 because this is hitting almost every corner of the world. So since March until now, probably will continue until June 30, when I'm the chair in this term. And we are released as many or as much money as we can to help. And now we run out of budget, and because we did not plan for this COVID-19 disaster response fund last year. However, the chair-elect Ravi Ravindra from Sri Lanka, he will take over July 1st, and his team is making the study to see what else that our foundation can help after July 1st. According to the COVID-19 and polio eradication, because we only donate that much money. Certainly some money at this stage are removed and using to help COVID-19 instead of the polio eradication. But I'm pleased to report to you, most importantly, thanks to your generosity, our annual contribution up to now, by end of the May, we are still reaching 365 million by the end of March, before the war was in total lockdown. And this including 92.20 million in the endowment fund and 81.10 million in grant cash and direct gift, and 135,000 for the Polio Plus Fund. In total, we still able to surpass our goal by more than 400 million, we estimate, by June 30. However, we still short of about 13 million US dollar for polio eradication fund to reach 50 million in order to get 100 million from the Bill Gates Foundation. So last night, the polio eradication fundraising committee had an urgent meeting and tried to find some way to call attention for all our Rotarians worldwide that how can we help to make up this 12 million US dollar through your donation and through World Fund match. And we're able to reach our goal of 50 million and in turn to get another 100 million from Bill Gates Foundation. Last year, we had a similar problem, but due to the generosity of the support from Japanese Rotarian, they donate and remove 2 million DDF and use DDF to support it. So we make it and we are peaceful. But this year, I think we are that close on this particular area of the polio eradication fund. So we do need Rotarian to help, but all other together, we will reach our budget, over budget 400 million. But for this particular part, if we are able to get 50 million, that means we will not get the full 100 million from Bill Gates Foundation. So let's work hard together. And when we work together, I think we will overcome the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. The next question is, does Rotary expect membership to be challenged, our membership numbers to be challenged as a result of the COVID crisis?
Yes. Membership in Asia is growing, even at this difficult time, still growing, but a little bit slow. But membership growth in North America or in Europe is dropping. And this COVID-19 issue is hitting all the corner and almost hitting every country or every city or every district. So we are a little bit worried about the total membership growth. It's a problem. However, according to the May issue dashboard, up to now, we are okay. Not much increase, but we still better than July 1st last year. However, every year when June 30 come down, we'll have a big drop of a membership. We don't know how bad this drop will come. So I'm worried our membership probably will drop back to less than 1.2 million again. So I will encourage and urge all our fellow Terrans, let's never give up. Find solution, not excuse, to invite the friends to join Rotary, to invite spouses to join Rotary, to invite women to join Rotary, and also to invite the younger generation, or even like Peace Scholar, Youth Exchange student, when they grow up and Rotary actor, to become Rotarian immediately and to help our organization. And this is the tendency that we have to face. But I think this is the challenge we will overtake. No matter how bad the situation, there are always some people make money, some people lost money. And no matter how good the position or situation, there's always some people success, some people fail, some people make money, some people lose money. Therefore, I think so many people outside are qualified and waiting for us to invite them to join. So please, just open your heart and open your arm and open the opportunity for your friend or neighbors to invite them to join Rotary, to connect them to join Rotary. And together, I'm sure we still able and we can light up Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. One question from Deborah is, how do you see our young people, interactors and Rotaractors, leading the fight against COVID-19?
Yes, since March 1st, I don't travel anymore because of airport lockdown, airplane start fly. So I don't know the outside situation, but I'm glad to see the Rotaractors or interactors within Taiwan area. They are very active. They work closely with the Rotary Club who sponsor them, and they're willing to participate and go out to help for deliver the resource, equipment, the food to the people or to the organization who need help. And of course, we are lucky. The COVID-19 situation here in Taiwan was well controlled. Up to now, we only have 441 positive cases. But now they all out. Only 7 people still in the hospital. And up to now, only 7 dead. So we are reopened everything since July 7. So people started to visit the old club, to visit those charity organizations or those old ages home, to visit them and to find out what they really short and they really need. And they bring those things to come back to the club, and the club raise money or donate the medical equipment or masks, etc., for them to deliver. So I think even our school is still in normal situation. So our Rotary Active is working very active at the moment. And I hope the other country can do the same. At least the younger generation, they have the stronger heart or health. As long as they can wear the mask to go out, I think they can help the elder Rotarians to do some more personal contact to help. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, since you mentioned the situation in Taipei, there was a question about what impact will COVID-19 have on the 2021 Rotary Convention when we all want to come to Taiwan.
Yes, make sure. We are planning everything still on schedule. 2021 convention in Taipei is June 12 to 16, and in the new venue. And we prepare everything, and we even have more than 3 million extra money donated from local Rotarian to use for the host committee projects. And government also allow all the subway, bus during those 2 weeks free for all the participants, and also safe in Taiwan. But what we worry is if the worldwide still have problem, that means probably the visitors will bring the disease coming in. So nobody can guarantee that. But we do believe before end of this year, the vaccine will be developed. And vaccine if come out, and this disease can be controlled, can be killed. So we don't think we will have problem next year. And we pray that vaccine shall come out within 3 to 4 months. And in fact, we can see, even in Taiwan, we agree and start to import some of the vaccine, and quite effective. And that's why we only have 7 people in the hospital now. Yeah. Thank you.
Claire, just if I can follow up with the question, Gary, it's kind of depressing to talk about COVID, shelter in place, and all this stuff that we've been talking about. And I know that you are a big part of the Taipei Convention. I know that Gary Huang's production is something that many Americans don't get to see. When you chaired the Zone Institute, we had over 2,000 people in Manila, in Singapore, and Taipei, and I was in those places. And the last time you were chairing, you were the host committee chair for the Taipei Convention. The last time we had a Rotary Convention in Taipei, and you were the host committee chair. And at that time, it was a world record of 37,000 plus Rotarians attending the convention. So tell us what is exciting about Taipei other than COVID stuff?
Okay. Yes, 1994, we have first Rotary International Convention in Taipei. More than 31,000 Rotarians participated. And we make a lot of money for Rotary, for extra budgets. And we applied this when I was district governor in 1986-87. So now this is the second time after 25 years, we able to get a 2021 Taipei Convention again. Nowadays, it's big change compared to 1994, almost 26 years ago. During that time, Taiwan only have 7,000 Rotarians, but we're able to host 31,000 Rotarians. But now, Taiwan alone, we have more than 35,000 Rotarians and more than 850 Rotary Club. And we have 12, totally we have 13 districts. And 1994, we have only 2.5 districts. So we have more manpower to help. That's why we're able to collect more than 3 million extra money to make sure people enjoying here and have stay here best. And we have a new menu, and this venue just completed last year. And now it's been using and is doing the promotion. So we get many good support. And also because of this COVID-19 situation, government also come to give extra support because they also believe we can bring in some more economics and some business opportunity. So definitely it's safe in Taipei, and we have the experience and good experience to handle this convention. And the only unexpected things is the COVID-19 vaccine should come out, and we hope will come out in right time. Then people will feel much more free to come in and to join. Thank you.
And just one last thing, it's by coincidence, the district from Tainan, 7870, I believe, is the district that you have arranged with my district to do group study exchange in 2008. So I just want to say hi to all those nice friends from Tainan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, I'm very, very surprised. So many Taiwan Rotarians also on the line. 大家好，谢谢你们参与。
We thought you'd be more comfortable if we invited people from Taiwan, so we made a push to get our Taiwanese brothers and sisters to join us.
Thank you. Believe it or not, this morning, midnight, I have 3 virtual meetings and to talk worldwide, more than 50 different districts. But today I'm so glad, you know, 1 district plus Taiwan's, and so many people. Yeah, of course, you are in the evening. We are early in the morning. That's how we all learn how to communicate during this hard time. Yeah, great. Thank you for all your invitation and participation.
There's one question, Gary, from our district governor nominee, Kathy Suvia, who served as a club president during the Light Up Rotary year 2014-15. And she's asking, what are the major positive changes you have seen since your time as RI president?
Yes, I think Rotary is a great organization. President is the leader and followed by the board decision. But president's idea and his dream or goal is very important. Everybody try to follow him. And because all the president or president-elect, president nominee are come from different country, different culture, different profession, different opinion. Therefore, everybody have different way of handling things or thinking or a different way to plan their plan or program. And also everyone try to do a little bit different from the past, excuse me, or from the last year. They don't want to do everything the same. This is the weak point. Sometimes many things good. The continued leadership should try it. But unfortunately, most of the time, all the presidents try to do something new in their own. But this is no harm. You cannot blame them. Everyone try to think their own thinking is the best. So every year you will see some different thing, different way of leadership. That's why the very famous sentences say that leader is changed every year. Rotary leader change every year, but leadership never change. So since the president or chairman, they only have 1 year, I'm sure and I guarantee they all try to do their best. But people have different background, different experiences. The way they handle it might always success. So we shall help or we shall wait until next one to try something new again. But we never give up. And to me, this year, next year, especially they're going to emphasize to upgrade the road actors and younger people to become Rotarian. This is good idea, good thinking, but this is also involve many cultural challenges. And if you do it too quick, and also financial problem, if the younger people can finance or can donate as much as the senior Rotarian. And also, but younger people, they have a new way of thinking, and that we have to adapt that and follow them. So nobody can say this is right or wrong, but all we should do is do it step by step. When see the good things, we should do more. If you think this doesn't work or that, don't just keep going straight and you don't find the right way or opportunity to come back work it. And Rotary is most senior NGO for more than 110 years now. So they have their special spirit and tradition we still need to follow and respect, especially for the friendship and communication. We used to meet personally every week. Nowadays, because of COVID-19, we haven't seen each other in person for more than 3 or 4 months now. That definitely will affect our connection, our friendship. So I always encourage our young people, or those so-called passport club or only they don't meet regularly, only meet on the line or on the screen. I will always encourage them have to meet at the least once or twice a month. Otherwise, maybe you join Rotary for 2 months or for 2 years, you haven't met each other. That is not our Rotary tradition. So I think we shall try and we shall help to see what's going on. But it is also true, younger generation do not have that many time to go to the meeting, especially for the United States. So wide, so big. Your meeting place, if you drive, probably it'll take you 1 or 2 hours, one trip, one way. But in the city of like Taipei, Tokyo, Hong Kong, our Rotary Club of Taipei East, West, North, and South all meet in the same hotel. We go by subway, or we go by bus, or we go even driving is less than 20 minutes. So this is also unfair. That's why our club meeting very convenient, timing-wise. That's why easier to increase our return. So just try to have a better program, good service, invite people participate. Especially one thing I see is good for the Rotary, the younger people, they're willing to participate on the service project. Thank you.
And then I think we have time for one last question. What is the status of the possibility of new Rotary clubs in mainland China?
Yes, up to now, we already have 28 Rotary clubs in China. Unfortunately, because of the China civil law, that they are not allowed the group gathering for more than 20 people in one room. You have to register. However, when I become the president nominee, the China government officer invite me. They say, we know everything your Rotary is doing. You're doing good, we understand. And we respect your position. And please go ahead. We will not give you problem to give you trouble, but on 2 conditions. That don't invite the pure local Chinese who only have a China passport cannot join. And second, that means if you have a Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, United States extra ID or green card, or that you can join. You can do whatever we do like in any other country, except you cannot go out to raise money. But if you are in the club, small money in there, so that's okay, but cannot go to the public to raise money. So only these 2 requirements. And number 3 is their civil law haven't changed. So all these clubs still not able to register as the official club. But you can function, these 28 clubs, they meet every week. He say, we don't know who will sign. Once that civil law change, then you can register. And the newest news is, since last year, RI board agreed. Now all the NGO in China have to set up office in China. And Rotary has agreed, and we apply, set up office in China. But unfortunately, because of these COVID things and those things that still not yet approved. And this is not just Rotary, it's all the NGO in China, you need to go through that. So they accept the application now. They did not ask for any extra, any more requirement. So now we are waiting for the approval. So we have the special rep in China, Richard Chi, in Shanghai. And that's why President-elect Hoger renewed his appointment for 1 more year because application is under his name. So for your information, so far in China, 28 clubs, 7 clubs speak Chinese language, Mandarin, and rest of them speak German, English, mainly English and
French.
and that. And also we have more than 1,000 in Rotaract and Interact, because so many international schools in China. So those students are with 2 passports or foreign passport. So their students and their teachers, faculty, they are very happy to meet in the campus. They are safe and they can do whatever Rotaract, Interact can do. So this is the current situation of the Rotary and Rotaract, Interact in China. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Eddie, President Eddie, I think I'm going to turn it back to you.
Well, thank you. I tell you, Gary, you have a lot of friends by the look of things. We also want to thank you again to answer all those questions. And we realize that COVID-19 has taken over a lot of subjects lately, but we cannot forget about the polio. And, you know, I think if anything, we got to get to know Jeff Bezos a little more, you know, so maybe he can be a little more generous with his funds. But Gary, I'm pretty honored to have you with us tonight. And as part of the San Ramon Valley Rotary Club, we'd like to actually, in your name, place a $1,000 donation. Let me get that right. $1,000 donation in your name to the Rotary Foundation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully that will tip you over, you know, 100 million or something, you know. So,
Okay.
But we're also excited because, you know, we also have a young man who is a president of our Interact Club in our community. And I believe he has something he'd like to say to you. So I'd like to present Akash Pona. If you can unmute him.
He is unmuted.
There we go, Akash.
Hi, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank San Ramon Valley Rotary and Mr. Huang for giving me the honor of speaking here today. My name is Akash Pona, and I'm the 2019 to 2020 president of San Ramon Valley Community Interact. Our club is the only community-based Interact club in this district, and this allows us to connect members from many different schools. We have members from Monte Vista High School to Doherty Valley High School, and even some members in middle school. It was a great experience leading this club this year with so many different viewpoints and ideas, and I'm proud that all we have achieved. Special thanks to Rotarian Deborah for pushing all of our spirits and helping to make our projects possible. This year, our first project was our project supporting the humanitarian crisis in Venezuela. We were able to raise and donate $1,000 by selling Krispy Kreme donuts. Our second project was our homelessness food drive, where we donated bags full of supplies and food to 130 homeless. One of our projects unfortunately had to be postponed due to the virus. We were planning on hosting a mental health awareness event called Fighting for Hope to teach teens about mental illness and provide them with coping techniques and resources. However, we are taking our event online. We donated some of the funds raised for this event to Contra Costa Crisis Center, amounting to $500. One of our final projects for this year was a COVID-19 aid project, where our club donated 400 face masks and 300 homemade face shields to medical centers in an effort to decrease the spread of the virus and aid first responders. Lastly, I would like to present a $1,000 donation to Rotary's End Polio initiative on behalf of our club and in honor of Mr. Huang being here today. I hope that to continue seeing our club do great things in the future, and I will definitely continue my Interact journey. Thank you all for letting me speak here today.
Okay, there's the check from the interactors.
Mr. President?
Out to you, President.
Yeah, I want to thank you all for your very kind support. Please, thank you. You send it to my name and make sure you tell them that we want to switch this 2,000 donation to the Emporio Fund this year. That means we get the match from Bill Gates, this becomes 6,000. And we still have fund to match from the World Fund and that. So this total probably will come out to be the 12,000 US dollars in total. I think we need that. All right. Thank you for your generosity. You make sure all these 2,000 go to Emporio. I think, and that become 12,000 US dollars from your club. Thank you on behalf of the foundation trustee.
对不起，你好，小强。
谢谢。
谢谢。
I actually only know Shan Shan, so I mean.
谢谢 yeah.
But anyways, you know, I personally want to thank you, Gary, for such an inspirational speech and welcome you back anytime. I also like to thank all the Rotarians that joined us tonight. And I'd like to everybody not to forget service above self. So with that, I'd like to say good evening. Thank you again, Gary. Thank you all the dignitaries that have participated, and to all the Rotarians, thank you, be safe, and good night.
See you all in 2021 Taipei Convention, June 12 to 16. 谢谢。
There we go.
谢谢，谢谢。你好。
谢谢。
Here, good night.
Gary.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Good morning. Okay. Thank you.
再见。
Thank you,
再见。
Dan Peraldi, for all your hard work on this. Thank you, Dan.
I'm Shada Shalin. Shalin 嚟參加。
謝謝 for inviting.
Hello.
Thank you.